Chapter 19. I turned over in bed one more time. Not because my story had become a nightmare, but because it was no longer just a story waiting for the right moment to be told. I opened my eyes and stared into the darkness. Sleep felt impossibly far away. The moment Naka switched off the lights, I felt it. The memories returned, not as scattered fragments, but as though someone had unlocked a door that had remained sealed for years, a door hiding secrets even Naka didn't know existed. Neither did anyone else. Beyond the mention of Kuti's name that afternoon, beyond father's murder, beyond the lies that had buried Kamada, beyond everything everyone believed they already knew, there was another person, another piece of the story. Another shadow standing quietly behind it all. A murder conspiracy. Becky's words echoed through my mind. They had followed me ever since she first spoke them, weaving themselves into every conversation we shared. Again and again, she had tried to explain what she believed her father had uncovered. Eventually, life had seemed to loosen its grip on the tragedy. The police investigation dragged on until people slowly stopped expecting answers. Mado's father stepped forward to raise him. Mother, who had spent nearly a month bedridden, recovered little by little until she was finally able to walk again. Life moved on, or at least everyone tried to convince themselves that it had. Everyone except Mother. My husband deserves justice. She never stopped saying those words. She repeated them to Naka, to Naki, to anyone willing to listen. I turned my head toward Naka. Even in the heavy darkness, I could make out the outline of her body beside me as sleep slowly claimed her. I pulled the blanket closer around myself and turned away. We had shared the same bed for years. Yet I had come to believe that two people could sleep side by side and still remain worlds apart. She carried burdens she never spoke about, and I carried secrets that had quietly grown with me, hidden beneath the excuse of childhood until I no longer knew when or how to reveal them without being judged. I know you're still awake, Namu? Her whisper drifted softly through the darkness behind me. I squeezed my eyes shut, pretending not to hear. Dare turn around. A moment later, I felt her fingers gently stroke my hair. Go to sleep, she murmured. Inviting Mother and Naki here without asking me wasn't a crime. She paused before speaking again. Maybe I was the selfish daughter. Her voice grew quieter. The one who never had the courage to endure the long search for father's justice. A cool breeze unexpectedly swept through the room. I heard her rise from the bed. Wait, her voice came again. Did we leave the window open? As she crossed the room, I finally allowed myself a glance. She reached the window and pulled it shut. Before she could turn away, she caught me watching her. A knowing smile spread across her face. I knew you were still awake. I slowly sat up. She walked back and settled onto the edge of the bed. For a long moment, neither of us spoke. Then I broke the silence. Does it hurt? She looked at me, puzzled. There was something searching in her eyes, as though she already sensed where my question was leading. She nodded gently, inviting me to continue. I swallowed. Naki, having a child before you do. The words hung heavily between us. Her expression changed. The light quietly disappeared from her eyes. She lowered her gaze before lying back down without saying a single word. Guilt settled inside me almost instantly. I wished I could pull the question back. Namu, her voice came at last, calm but distant. You should get some sleep. A brief silence followed. Tomorrow, you're taking us to Kuti. I turned toward the opposite side of the bed. Darkness filled the room once more. Yet instead of hiding my thoughts, it illuminated them. Kuti, his name echoed through my mind again. Even after Mother and Naki had left that afternoon, it had never stopped returning. Again and again and again. As sleep slowly carried Naka away, my own mind drifted back to the day I saw him again. Secondary school hadn't only introduced me to unfamiliar faces. It had also brought back one I thought had disappeared forever. With Becky beside me, the new environment felt less frightening than it otherwise would have. At least I wasn't facing it alone. Guess what? Becky said as we crossed the school compound during the first week of classes. Everyone looks at us like we're little children. I tightened my grip on the books against my chest. Somehow it felt as though who walked past was watching us. I still feel completely out of place, Becky continued. I can't wait to finish Senior 1, it's so... Can you save the complaints for another day? I interrupted gently. We survived the first day, that's enough for now. The school bell rang across the compound. Its familiar sound was one of the few things that reminded me of primary school. "I can't waste another second." Becky hurried away almost immediately. She had embraced her new identity from the very first day, a serious secondary school student. "Martha," she called over her shoulder, "we're going to miss the next lesson." Without waiting for me, she disappeared into the stream of students heading toward the classroom. I remained where I was, motionless. My eyes had caught someone standing across the road outside the school gate. Him. Even after all those years, nothing about him had truly changed. Those endlessly curious eyes, the slightly protruding nose, the understated lips that somehow made every promise sound believable. He still carried the same quiet charm that could persuade almost anyone. Only one thing was different. He wasn't wearing a school uniform. He wasn't a student anymore. "Cootie!" My voice crossed the road before I had fully realized I'd called out. In that instant, attending class no longer mattered. Not when the person standing before me carried so many unanswered questions. So many stories, so much of the past. "Namu!" His face brightened with surprise as he pulled his hands from his pockets. Hearing my name on his lips stirred something inside me. Something I had buried beneath years of distance, grief, and unanswered mysteries. I crossed the road toward him. He smiled, but beneath it I caught something else. Worry, fear, perhaps even guilt. At that moment I couldn't tell which. It didn't matter, not yet. "Why did you?" I barely began. "I'll explain everything." His voice was gentle. He rested a reassuring hand on my shoulder, as though he already knew every question waiting inside me. Without another word, he slowly drew me closer. Then he embraced me. A chill ran through my body. For a heartbeat, it felt as though time itself had folded backwards. The years disappeared, the murder disappeared, the lies disappeared. Standing before me was not the Cootie everyone else had come to fear. He was the Cootie I remembered, the one my family had never truly known. When we finally pulled apart, our eyes met. Neither of us spoke. Some truths were too heavy for words, and in that silence, I knew the story I had believed for years was about to change forever.